perfect light.
Frankincense to offer have I, incense tones of deity nigh, prayer and praising God and raising, worship Him God on high.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes a life of gathering gloom. Sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in a stone cold tomb.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, sounds through the earth and skies. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
And if you would be so kind to give us an interlude till 10:30. Thank you. Am I on? Am I on? Yeah. Okay.
Barely?
Thank you, Blair. Am I on now? Hello? John? Am I on? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity. As you know, this is the fourth Sunday of Advent. So we will start with our prayer with the lighting of the Advent wreath and start with the Christ light, which signifies the truth of who we all are within. And the first week of Advent, we lit this candle for faith, giving us more courage in our faith walk. The second week of Advent, we lit this candle for peace. For we know that peace within us is the avenue to all health and well-being. And last week, we lit the pink candle for love, yes. And this week, we light the fourth candle for joy. Joy is what we all achieve when we are one with God, when we know that our life is surrounded in love and filled with love. So as we look at all of these lights, we know that all of these qualities are already part of us, and it's just a matter of making them more available and more energized in our lives. So let's take a moment now to center in prayer. We are so grateful to have this walk on the earth, to be gifted with the most beautiful gift of human life, human birth. And we know that we have a divine destiny to be here, that we have chosen as souls to be here at this time in this world, and that each and every one of us is here by divine appointment, that there is something unique that our soul is here to do on this earthly walk. We know as we grow in our spiritual awareness that also becomes very clear about what is ours to do. And it may be not a large issue, it may be simply every step of the way. What am I to do at this step, at this place? What is mine to do? And we know that our principles, our teachings guide us to knowing that as we open our hearts to the love that is who we are and the love that is available to us all around us, that we are guided as to the next step and the next step and the next step. And so we are deeply grateful to be together as spiritual community, holding each other as the Christed beings that we are, knowing the truth and interacting with each other in that beautiful way, through love, through love. And with this joy in our hearts, let us now sing this song to complete the lighting of the Advent wreath.
Came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely plains they bend on hovering wings, and ever o'er its babel sounds the blessed angels sing. For lo, the days are hastening on, by prophet parts foretold, when with the ever-circling years comes round the age of gold, when peace shall over all the earth its ancient splendor swing, and the whole world send back the song which now the angels sing.
So let us conclude this whole prayer with our statement of faith together. There is
only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
So now we'll have a chance to greet each other in the middle of this next song. If you please stand. I don't feel that I'm loud.
You are, but not loud.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
So go ahead and greet someone.
Please greet your neighbors and
Much louder than I need to be on.
John, you have to turn her up, okay? You have to turn her up, the volume.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Well, our children will remain in the service today, and if there's any infants, we do have the magnificent Edwina in the nursery downstairs. Do you know she's been with us 3 years?
Wow.
Edwina. She's just fabulous. If you get a chance to see her when you go down to fellowship, just give her a big hug and a thanks. She is really, really a great asset to our community. So we would love to sing this song.
So we're going to sing one of my faves. This is a story song. And so you're going to have parts. We're going to assign parts. Everyone will sing the narrator part, but when the king is speaking, the men will sing, or the women that sing in the men's range. And when the page is speaking, the women will sing. And we marked it up here, and I'll remind you, okay? Right.
Would you like to stand? Breathe more deeply? Yes.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, where the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel.
Yes.
Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou know'st is telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling?
Sire, he lives a goodly hence, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes fountain.
Amen.
Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I will see him dine, when we bear him thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament, and the bitter weather.
Women.
Sigh, the night grows darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer.
Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy blood less coldly.
Everyone.
In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay dinted. Heat was in the very sod, which the saint had printed.
Therefore everyone be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing.
Oh, give yourself
Excellent.
a hand. That was wonderful.
Please be seated. Well, welcome to Unity of Charlottesville, and as you know, Unity welcomes people of all faiths, all religions, all creeds, race, color, culture. Everyone's welcome here, and we're really glad you're here to spend this is our annual Christmas service. I know a lot of people are traveling, but we're glad you're here today. And we have a lot of people helping out this morning. We have Carol and Brenda. Brenda, can you come up and just take a little bow here?
These are
Brenda, our
Christmas elves.
Brenda and Carol are elves of fellowship downstairs, and we have John and Bob in the sound booth, and Buddy's out there, the welcome team and the blessing team. And
Who's on the welcome table? Nobody.
nobody's welcome.
Okay.
Okay,
We welcome you.
we welcome you.
We welcome you.
And Blair, want to introduce our?
And we have today,
Buddy.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
and our singers today, Don and Patricia, and over here, Mackie Boblett, Kevin Morrison, Zoe Cleveland, and on guitar, Mr. Johnny B. Clark.
And what about trumpet?
Trumpet.
And trumpet.
And trumpet, right. He's showing off
Thank
his
you,
many skills like
everyone.
playing
Thank
trumpet.
you very much. Well, let us share. We just want to thank you so much. Many people have been so generous throughout the year, and particularly now at the end of the year, with end of the year special gifts. We know that there may be still may be some tax advantage to doing that, giving to a nonprofit, but we're very grateful. And there's still time for end-of-the-year gifts. This service tomorrow, Christmas Eve, and then, of course, next week is the Burning Bowl. So we thank you very much. And let us share our mission statement together. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world.
And it feels like home to me.
It feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back where I come from. And it feels like home to me. It feels like home to me. It feels like I'm all the way back where I belong.
It feels like I'm all the way back where I belong. One, two, three, four.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? Say, what may the tidings be which inspire your heavenly song? Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see, in whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee, Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Lovely, ready for the road.
Away in the manger.
More. But wait, there's more.
Why don't you all stand again, get your exercise, and breathe and really sing out. All right.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay.
ask you to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in thy tender care, and take us to heaven to live with thee there. Please be seated. Did you know that yesterday was Panic Saturday? Someone named it Panic. So we have Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Giving Tuesday and Panic Saturday. Today must be Desperation Sunday. Tomorrow is How Am I Ever Going to Get Through It Monday. They just keep naming this stuff. If you're doing this year after year, doing a Christmas service, it's very challenging because what more is there to say about Christmas? I mean, haven't you heard it all? You've heard everything about Christmas. But still, we are totally drawn to it because it's magical, isn't it? It's an enduring story. It's multi-level, multifaceted. We just love to hear it. We love to sing the songs and do the traditions and just kind of go over it again and retell it and retell it and retell it. Just as our ancestors have done for over 1,000 years. And of course, in Unity, we talk about the Christmas story as a metaphysical allegory. So you probably have heard the expression, Christ is born in you this day. If you've been in Unity for a while, you've heard that Christmas is about Christ is born in you this day. But then there's a counter expression that Christ can't be born in you this day because Christ is ever. Christ is a state of consciousness. It's ever present, already ever present, always. And a state of consciousness that Jesus realized and fully developed and said that we can do that too. So Christ can't be born. It's just Christ is. And so at Christmas, we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, however you believe that to be. Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ as Avatar, as Master Teacher, as Wayshower. The Fillmores oftentimes called him Elder Brother, or referred to him as Elder Brother. And Myrtle Fillmore, who was both the inspiration for and the co-founder of the Unity Spiritual Movement, she had this to say about the Christmas story. She said, "Nothing could be more marvelous and more unbelievable to the literal-minded than the Bible account of the birth of Jesus. The star, the angels, the singing, the shepherds, the wise men traveling from afar, all in homage to a babe born in a manger. Fairy tales," she said, "not at all. We believe the whole account because we know that the Christ comes not by sense testimony. We know that he comes as a spiritual, invisible presence and that the imaging power of the mind must necessarily build up figures by which to convey the idea of his coming within." Kind of an interesting idea. And so we say in Unity that all of the characters in the Christmas story are representations of our spiritual selves. All of the characters are representations of our spiritual journey and our spiritual path. So take, for example, from a newly found gospel fragment. "And an angel of the Lord came to Mary and said, 'Be of good cheer, Mary, you have done well, and your son will change the world.' There is one thing, though. Religious holidays are important, but can't we learn to celebrate them in ways that unite, not divide? For instance, instead of all this business about Gloria in excelsis Deo, why not just say season's greetings?" Mary said, "You mean my son has entered human history to deliver the message, 'Hello, it's winter'?" That's harsh, Mary," said the angel. "Remember, your son could make it big in midwinter festivals if he doesn't push the religion thing too far. Centuries from now, in nations yet unborn, people will give each other pricey gifts and have office parties. That's not chopped liver." And Mary said, "Let me get back to you." Here's the actual scripture. Come on.
This is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verse 8 through 20. And there were with shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone round them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloth and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men of whom his favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told.
So I'm really fascinated by some of the tools that we have now. I found actually a film clip, something I'd never seen before. I bet you a lot of you haven't seen it either. This is from the pilot episode of a group that's trying to get a TV series about Jesus, probably a fundamentalist group. But it's a very interesting clip, and it gives us a way to reimagine what it might have been like back then, what it might have been like on that Christmas morning. So if we could we get the lights back there? Can we turn the lights off? Great. Need sound, guys.
Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel.
So beautiful.
We must tell someone.
We must tell everyone.
We must tell everyone.
Everyone. Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We've waited for this for so long. So long.
He's on. He's on.
He's on.
His arm.
Yes, he's on. Oh, it's okay. What will you name him?
Jesus.
We will name him Jesus. I must go. People must know. People must know. People must know.
That's sweet. There are several things that I really appreciate about that clip. The first is that we really see clearly that the shepherds are having some kind of experience. They experience a great light. It seems to be an external light, but it triggers something within them, something that is transformative and powerful within them, something that brings this great joy, something that is an awareness of a great soul being born into the world, something that makes them just want to know that they have to get up, they have to go see this event, and they have to share it then with the world. It was really fascinating to me that they receive this group message, but it's something that's really internal. And the other thing was Joseph and Mary's compassion. I don't know if you noticed, but the shepherd had a gash on his arm. Here's a woman who just gave childbirth, right? And she's just concerned about this guy's health, his healing in his arm. It's quite beautiful. We think about the literal meaning of what this event represents. The shepherds obviously are the custodians and protectors of their flock, of the sheep. What are they protecting them from? From poachers, from marauders, from the weather, from the elements, from the sheep getting lost. That's their job. But what comes down to us through the Christmas narrative is that the angels chose the shepherds because they were lowly and humble. And the meaning, of course, is that the Christ is open to everyone. The Christ experience is open to everyone. Metaphysically, we might say in unity that the angels represent our higher thoughts, our insights, our inclinations, which come from consciousness grounded in truth principle. And the shepherds represent the humble, trustworthy, natural thoughts that we have that watch over our other thoughts, that are guardians of the mind to protect our other thoughts, which would be the sheep. And which reminds me of a story, actually, about a devout old man, a shepherd, who lost his Bible while he was trying to find a wayward sheep. And about 3 weeks later, a sheep walked up to him with a Bible in its mouth. And the guy's eyes were wide open. He couldn't believe what he saw. He took his precious Bible out of the sheep's mouth, and he looked up to the heavens, and he explained, "It's a miracle." And the sheep said, "Well, no, not really. Your name was on the inside cover." But back to metaphysics. The star is our precognition, our universal knowing within us that prompts an openness to divine awareness. And Mary, of course, the pure maternal intuition, which is unequivocally open to and receptive to divine ideas. And Joseph, the intellect, the dutiful and trusting intellect, which is characterized by wisdom and understanding. And then, of course, the Christ child, who represents the birth of the Christ pattern, the infant Christ nature that is already within us as well as our inherent nature. So metaphysically, Christmas is all about the transformation of consciousness. And in some esoteric writings about the birth of Jesus, it's written that this is really the first of 5 initiations on the path to enlightenment. The first step of initiation is the birth of the Christ awareness in our heart. And then these esoteric writings talk about the second step being baptism, the third being transfiguration, the fourth being crucifixion, and the fifth being ascension. And some, I think Alice Bailey had 10 levels of initiation. But the idea, and we'll talk about this some other day, but the idea that this is metaphysically what this Christmas represents is the initiation of the heart into the Christ consciousness. So that's one idea about Christmas, but there's, of course, another idea, this idea about Christmas. This is Santa Claus with a flat. And then, of course, there's this as well. So I found a Christmas story, and I'd like to conclude with this. It's a poem written, I'm not sure of the source actually. Some people say it's Betty Worth, some say it's an unknown author, but this is a poem called Santa's Wish. So I want to leave this with you as my Christmas gift. On Christmas Eve, a young boy with light in his eyes looked deep into Santa's, to Santa's surprise, and said as he sat on Santa's broad knee, "I want your secret, please tell it to me." He leaned up and whispered in Santa's good ear, "How do you do it year after year? I want to know how, as you travel about, giving gifts here and there, you never run out. How is it, dear Santa, that in your pack of toys you have plenty for all the world's girls and boys, stays so full, never empties, as you make your way round the world, in each house just a moment to stay? From rooftop to homes large and small, from nation to nation, reaching them all." And Santa smiled kindly and said to the boy, "Don't ask me hard questions. Do you want a toy?" But the child shook his head, and Santa could see that he needed the answer. "Now listen to me." He told that small boy with the light in his eyes, "My secret will make you both sadder and wise. The truth is that my sack is magic. Inside, it holds millions of toys for the Christmas Eve ride. But although I do visit each girl and each boy, I don't always give them a gaily wrapped toy. Some homes are hungry, some homes are too sad, some homes are so desperate, some homes are bad. Some homes are broken and their children grieve. Those homes I do visit, but what should I leave? My gift bag is filled with the happiest stuff, but for homes where despair lives, toys aren't enough. And so I tiptoe in, kissing each girl and each boy. And I pray with them that they'll be given the joy of the spirit of Christmas, the spirit that lives in the heart of the dear child who gets not, but gives. If only God hears me and answers my prayer when I visit them next year, what will I find? Our homes filled with peace and with giving and with love, and boys and girls gifted with light from above. It's a very hard task, my smart little brother, to give toys to some and to give prayers to others. But the prayers are the best gifts indeed, for God has a way of meeting each need. That's part of the answer. The rest, my dear youth, is that my sack is magic, and that is the truth. In my sack, I carry on Christmas Eve day more love than Santa could ever give away. The sack never empties of love, of joys, because inside it are prayers of faith and hope, not just toys. And the more I give, the fuller it seems, because giving is my way of fulfilling dreams. And do you know something? You've got a sack too. It's as magic as mine, and it's inside of you. It never gets empty. It's full from the start. It's the center of light and of love. It's your heart. And if on this Christmas you want to help me, don't be so concerned with the gifts neath your tree. Open that sack called your heart and then share your joy and your friendship and your wealth and your care. The little boy's eyes were so bright with a glow. Thank you for your secret. Now I've got to go. Wait, little boy, said St. Nick. Please don't go. Will you share? Will you help? Will you use what you know? And just for a moment, the small boy stood still, and he touched his heart with his hand, and he whispered, I will. Merry Christmas.
Our music team will share with you a song as you go into your space as we prepare for meditation. So if you haven't already closed your eyes, if that feels comfortable to you, please do so. And just breathe more deeply, allowing yourself to rest right where you are. Breathing again into your heart, allowing yourself to rest on the chair, allowing yourself to feel into gravity, feeling the weight of your torso on the chair, the weight of gravity on your shoulders, even the weight of gravity on your muscles of your face. Simply resting, relaxing. What a joy it is to have these moments apart, to be together in community, supporting each other with the energy of stillness and peace. And if this time is for anything, it is certainly for opening the heart. So much of the colors of the season are red, reminding us of that essence of the heart space that is within us and all around us. Breathing now, breathing and allowing the heart to soften and open to express the love that you are to the ones that you know and cherish. Certainly to express the love to people that you come in contact with, knowing that as they see you, they see the Christ coming through the light in your eyes, coming through the generosity in your thoughts and your actions. Coming through the grace that flows through you to others and then back again to yourself. So I invite you to focus on that inner light right now, the inner light that is you, your love, your Christ potential. Breathing into it, and in a moment of silence, just choosing how you will express it today on this Christmas, this never before, never again Christmas. In the silence, in the silence. invite you in this time to remember back to a time of a Christmas in your past when you truly felt the joy and the love. Perhaps it was when you were a child. Perhaps there is a child or has been a child in your life that always meant to you the joy, the excitement, the love of Christmas. I invite you to bring that image to mind, that memory, that light that means to you more than anything else. What is Christmas to you? And as you bring that to mind, remembering the light that was all around you, know that the light is truly who you are. Breathing into that awareness. Remembering that the magic is right within you and it is all around you. Allowing yourself to be filled with that light and love as you make your way into this now Christmas. This one Christmas. Never before. So I invite you to bring these ideas and these feelings back now as you return your consciousness to this time and place. Breathing more deeply, allowing yourself to stretch perhaps a bit, to know that you are ready and back here now. And when you are ready, simply allow your eyes to open, fully refreshed, renewed, and return to this time and place. Do you notice how much brighter the people are around you? I do. Shining.
So this is the time in our service where we get to give back and really to demonstrate our prosperity, not only of giving, but our prosperity of receiving. And is anyone here for the first time this morning? We're just all family, good. And as Buddy said, if you are here for the first time and just are not raising your hand, please come and see Patricia and I. We're happy to welcome you. And there's some information on the table in the lobby. And we do have fellowship down right through these doors here at the end of the service. If you would, take your love offering in your hand if you're giving today. And we want to bless them with our affirmation together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We are a part of one family, so connected, our hearts and spirits. I reach out for you, you reach out for me. Peace for the season, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, 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 joy in our hearts. Now is the time to come together, to count our blessings. We are grateful. We lift our voices in one chorus. My brothers, my sisters, let's celebrate. Peace for the season, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, 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 joy in our hearts. We're talking about peace and love. Ooh, talking about light that shines. Ooh, yeah, talking about faith and hope. Talking about joy, joy in our hearts. We're talking about peace and love. Talking about light that shines. Ooh, yeah, talking about faith and hope. Talking about joy, joy in our hearts. Peace for the season.
Everybody.
Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. I said joy, joy in our hearts. Joy, joy in our hearts.
Thank you. Well, please join me in blessing our tithes and love offerings. Thank you all for your generous contributions that make this place alive and make it what it is. We are so grateful for the joy of giving and receiving. Thank you both. Well, as you know, tomorrow night is Christmas Eve. Yippee! And we will have our annual Christmas Eve candle lighting service right here at 5:30. Please come and join us. It is usually a packed house. So I would invite you, if possible, to come a little early. Doors will open at 5 o'clock, so you can get your seats. And also there will be overflow parking at Ari Lee, which is next door to us, as well as on the corner of Whitewood and Hydraulic. There's 2 places there that you can park. And if you are physically able to walk a little bit farther than some of the other people, it would be great to park a little bit a ways from the church, especially for the latecomers, you know, so they would have some place to park as well. If you want to do that, just an idea. Anything else about that?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Okay. So, and then the following Sunday, this is all in your bulletin, December 30th, we'll have our Burning Bowl ceremony where we get to review our life from the past year, write down what it is that we want to release and let go, and then go out and burn them actually in a fire. Very dramatic. Then the following Sunday is the White Stone celebration, where we go into a deeper meditation and discover and listen into what is the phrase or the word that will guide us through 2019. Those of you who have done this, we know that that little white stone, if you keep it with you through the year, it will unfold in many beautiful ways that have yet to be shown until you go through the year. It's quite magical. Then, just to let you know, the week after that is our semi-annual Taizé service, so it's the second week in January. We will also have a prosperity class. We're going to do it a little bit differently this year. We're starting at the first Sunday of February, and the first class is from 1 to 3, so that all of you who come to church can just have a little snack downstairs and stay for the first session. Then after that, it will go to the Wednesday nights. So you'll want to check that out. More information is coming about it. One other note is today, right after the service, several of us will be setting up for the Christmas Eve candle lighting. So if you would be so kind, if you're not helping to set up, please move to the lobby right away or downstairs. We have fellowship, a lot of food and drink and whatnot to share. So please just move out of the sanctuary so we can set everything up. We appreciate that very much.
One final thing is that we have a brand new website. If you haven't been on our new website, it's unitycharlottesville.org, and it really has up-to-date information about everything that goes on here. It has podcasts of past services, and beginning in the next couple of weeks, sometime in the next couple of weeks, we will be live streaming our Sunday services as well, all throughout cyberspace.
Yay!
So yeah, that'll be fun.
So we want to bless our children. We know that they are here with us. And our children's blessing, please. Thank you. If you see one near you, you can bless them. Or even the big children. Okay. Children, uniteens, YOUers, teachers and parents, you are loved, special, and important. That's the truth.
And we would like to ask our healing helpers to go back into the corner here. And Buddy will be down here for any prayer requests. And Sharon, I think, also will be here for any prayer requests. And before we do our prayer for protection, if you would all stand and join us in our final Christmas song. They make fun of me because as a Jewish boy, I love Christmas carols. So we have lots of Christmas carols today.
Yes.
So this is our last one.
Okay, join.
You ready?
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. That man's his song employ. With fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Please join hands across the aisles and let's share our prayer for protection. The light
of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us.
The
power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Much love.